Welcome to Hustle System. My name is Mikhail and I help people master their mindset, build a better business, help you live your life on your terms. In this video, I want to talk about the concept of time leverage and how you can use it to exponentially increase your output. This is a concept that as soon as I heard it, it clicked. And then I tried to apply it and I failed a bunch. And I'm really excited to break it down because once I started to really break it down, it's completely transformed the way that I run my organization and the way that I consult for other businesses that I go into. And just this one principle, when implemented and applied correctly, can absolutely transform your output, not linearly, very exponentially. Very excited to dive in. Before we do, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel down below. And if you have subscribed but have not clicked the notification bell, please click the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload more of these awesome videos. I do it for you. I do it with love. And without further ado, let's dig right on in. So what's the idea of time leverage? This comes from Ray Dalio's book, Principles. And the idea is, let's say you wake up in a day, and let's say you wake up in the morning and you kind of have your little morning ritual, and let's say you start your work around 9, right? Let's say you have a 9 to 7 work day, right? The average person has 9 to 5, but we're entrepreneurs, we work a little bit more, let's say it's a 9 to 7, right? So let's say you've got those 10 hours during the day that you can get some stuff done. And again, some people work more, some people work less. It's not really the point. The idea is you got 10 hours. And let's say you do that just Monday through Friday. Let's say you're not a weekend warrior. Let's say you're just kind of, just trying to consistently build a business without burning out. All right, so you're doing the 50 hours a week. Some of you guys are doing 70, 80, 90 hours a week. I get it. I'm kind of there too. It's part of the hustle. It's part of the fun, honestly. But for this example, let's just say 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 hours a week. Okay? What does that do? What does that give you? Give you 200 hours a month. Okay? Average month, right? 4 weeks. Okay, so you got 200 hours per month that you can utilize of your time. And this is where time leverage really comes in, because the average person, when they're starting out in business, they're a solopreneur. Right? You go from kind of a wantrepreneur to a solopreneur, and you realize, okay, I got to do it all myself. All right, I got to, build the product, and then I got to do the marketing, and I got to build the sales page, I got to write the copy, and I got to write the emails, and I got to do the operations, and do the finance, and the accounting, and all this other stuff, and the fulfillment, and the support. Right? So that 200 hours gets crunched and divided up between 45 different things. Right? So you end up having like 3 or 4 hours per month to really do any job really well. And this is why so many businesses fail, because they don't understand the idea of time leverage. The idea with time leverage is, look, if you're sitting there and you are answering your own support emails, well, during the hour, let's say you spend an hour every morning answering support emails, right? That ends up being 5 hours a week, 20 hours out of the month. Well, during that hour, your leverage is 1-to-1. Your time leverage is 1-to-1. You've spent 1 hour of time and you've gotten 1 hour of tangible output in your business as a result. And Ray Dalio, when introducing this principle, it really rewired the way that I think, because I'm a mathematician. I love math. It makes my brain tick, and I love optimization. So it got me thinking, okay, well, if we get those 50 hours, what if every single one of those hours, we had 10-to-1 leverage? Okay, now I'll explain what that means. What 10-to-1 leverage means is if you spent 1 hour of your time, but got 10 hours of output as a result. And what does that look like? Well, let's say you have 2 people working with you. Okay, let's say you have 2 other people working with you, and it took you 1 hour to break down a project, and they were then able to spend 5 hours each working on that project. So you woke up in the morning, you spent an hour, you explained the project, you handed it off to them, and then they went off and they spent the next 5 hours each working on that project. You've now done a time leverage component. And if you are someone watching this who has a business, you're involved in a business, this is the best point of auditability, because the most precious resource is time. We talk about this time and time again, right? And the most non-renewable resource is time. And so, yes, you can look at cash flow, you can look at a lot of cost of goods sold, you can look at cost of acquisition, you can look at a lot of metrics, but this is a metric that I don't ever see on any dashboard. Like, I've talked time and time again to MBAs, to CEOs, to leaders, and I go, what's your average time leverage in your company? And they go, what do you mean? I go, well, yeah, your average manager, for example, how much time leverage are they getting in each hour? And they go, what do you mean? What do that mean? I go, well, let's say your manager comes in and he has, how many people? How many people does your manager have? And they'll say, oh, the average manager has 10 people. I'm going, okay. So your average manager has 10 people underneath them and they spend an 8-hour workday here. What's the average time leverage on each hour that they spend? And most people can't answer that question. And that's where so many inefficiencies lie. And that's where you as an organization, when mastering this concept, can get such a huge, I mean, we're talking astronomical advantage on everybody else. Because at that point, if you can say, all right, well, look, manager A comes in, he has his coffee, he has his donut, he answers emails for 2 hours. Okay, he answers emails that are not even related to any of the projects. He just has external stuff that he answers for whatever reason, right? Maybe he feels he has to, although could totally outsource it. And then he's got another 6 hours. He goes into a group meeting. He spends an hour doing that, and then he's got 5 hours left. He maybe does a couple of quick check-ins on projects, which maybe he spends an hour doing quick check-ins, and then he kind of spends the rest of his day just kind of going over metrics, right? So the reality is the average manager that I've seen in average organizations, that's pretty much their day. It's like come in, answer some emails, take some meetings, kind of like move the ball along a little bit, and then that's it, right? And these same organizations are the ones that are coming to me time and time again going, we're not getting exponential output on our people. In fact, we don't feel like we're getting any output on our people sometimes. And that's why, right? Because there's no time leverage component. So for you, if you're managing other people, my recommendation would be to ask yourself, okay, I'm gonna spend 1 hour. Let's say you just manage one person, okay? You might have a small company, you might have a larger company. And if you're managing one person, you say, okay, how can I load this person up for 20 hours worth of work within the next hour? What can I do within the next 1 hour that will allow this person to execute efficiently and effectively and with clarity for the next 2.5 days, right? For about 20 hours. Okay, that brings up a very different question. Because again, we explained manager A, but imagine we have manager B. Manager B comes in and he doesn't answer his own emails because he's got Susie to answer his own emails. Okay, Susie answers his emails. He doesn't touch his emails at all. Instead, what he does is he spends 15 minutes with Susie to make sure that the next 8 hours of Susie's day are optimized. And then he goes person by person by person and spends 15 minutes with each person of those 10 people to make sure that their 8 hours are the most productive 8 hours that they can have. Okay, what does that look like? Let's say it takes him an extra 15 minutes to get in. He spent 15 minutes with Susie, then another 15 times 10, right? So you got 150 plus 30, they got 180, you got 3 hours spent. Okay, so you got 3 hours spent. He hasn't even really started to hit the halfway point on his day. Okay, he spent 3 hours, but how much output has he gotten? Let's really take a look at that. He had Susie do 8 hours, then he had another 10 people do 8 hours. So that's gonna be 10 times 8 plus 8. That's gonna be 88 hours. So that's gonna be an 88 over 3 time leverage. That is how you start to get velocity in your organization and in your business. Making sure that if you are in a manager position or you have managers that are in those positions, that they are thinking about their time in a cascade as far as how does their time affect the ability for other people to perform their tasks, and are they effectively using it? Because at the end of the day, whoever performs the task themselves is always going to be one-to-one, right? If you're having to write the email, you got to write the email. You got to spend 2 hours writing emails. You just spent 2 hours in one-to-one, right? But you can't scale your organization that way. This is the only way to scale an organization, period. Because in fact of the matter is, they always say hire more, hire better. Well, that's what you're actually doing when you're hiring people. You're allowing yourself to have leverage on your time. You're allowing yourself to spend 30 minutes to break down a project that then takes somebody maybe a week to complete. And what if you did it in a group setting? And then you can start to play around with these metrics and saying, wait a minute, what if I spent 2 hours in a group setting with the entire team? Let's say I have a team of 25 people. What if I spent 2 hours in a group setting with all of them and broke down every single project they need to do, broke down exactly how those groups are split up, right? If they're split up in groups on projects. And what if I allowed them to execute for the entire week in those 2 hours. Do the math on that. Okay? You've got 25 people. Let's say they work at the same pace that I do, right? 10 hours a day. That's 250 hours just for the day. Times 5 days, that's 1,250 hours of output that you were just able to generate from a 2-hour input on your side. That is how you build an efficient and effective and truly robust organization that works. So, time leverage. It's awesome. I could keep talking about this more, but really what I want to talk about is this amazing free community that we created. We'll include a link down below. And I also want to talk about an amazing 12-week mentoring program that I created as a result of my past decade in internet marketing. I'll include a link for that down below as well. It is a decade of internet marketing knowledge jam-packed into a 12-week program combined with accountability calls, great content, and it's really a program unlike any other. As always, if you enjoy this video, please comment down below. And as always, it's been Hustle System. My name is Mikhail. I help people master their mindset, build a better business, and help you live your life on your terms. This has been Time Leverage. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you in the next one.